We are here to let you in on an exciting innovation by Zeo Skin Health, Firming Serum. Firming Serum helps improve the appearance of firmness and skin sagging in the mid-face and the jawline area for a look of a more defined facial contour. We will dive deeper into the formulation of this product and tell you exactly what makes this product unique and what makes it work. My name is Yulia, and I'm a marketing manager here at Zeo, and I'm joined here today by our chief scientist, Rick Woodin. Rick brings over 36 years of experience in the skincare industry. He's developed and designed breakthrough technologies for international companies like Johnson & Johnson and Procter & Gamble. He's worked hard on finding the right technology to incorporate in the Firming Serum, and so he's with us today to talk about it. So let's talk what Firming Serum is.
Well, Firming Serum was really the culmination of multiple years of research and discovery. When dealing with skin laxity or sagging skin, you're dealing with a very challenging situation to restore and repair that. So we were able to finally, over those years of research, be able to discover a multimodal mechanisms of action through multiple technology combinations that could drive that kind of repair of the structure beneath the skin to recontour and lift sagging skin back to a natural state.
So as we get older, we lose firmness and elasticity in the skin, which results in the sagging skin, thinning, kind of that loss of contour, the deeper wrinkles. Why is that? Why does that happen?
Well, one of the key structural components within the skin is known as the anchoring fibril system. This is something that Dr. Obagi has educated around the world on for decades. The anchoring fibril system is a very complex structure in the dermis and dermal epidermal junction, which holds skin up firm and tight. And over time, what happens from natural aging or from extrinsic factors, the degradation of the anchoring fibril system occurs and you lose that structural integrity in the skin and you wind up with loose, sagging skin.
So Firming Serum incorporates two main elements. One, sodium DNA, and two, the exclusive complex Z-Core. Both of them work synergistically to improve that mechanical change that happens over time. Let's talk about sodium DNA. What makes this ingredient special and why did we choose to incorporate it into Firming Serum?
Okay, well, sodium DNA was a very unique discovery. Many decades ago, many may remember the terrible nuclear disaster that occurred in Russia known as Chernobyl. And during that disaster, of course, there are a variety of health maladies those who are exposed to the nuclear radiation can encounter. But one of them is also skin radiation burns, ulcers, as well as just deterioration of the structural integrity of the skin and the appearance of the onset of accelerated aging of the skin. And the Russian government basically provided this sodium DNA technology to all the folks that were exposed. And one of the unique learnings that they gained from it and observations was a dramatic improvement in skin conditions of virtually all of those who were taking this sodium DNA internally. Italian companies subsequent years later identified this research cached in the archives and actually accessed this technology and was able to demonstrate that it could have significant anti-aging benefits.
And what about Z-Core, this exclusive complex? What are its properties?
So, well, Z-Core is a combination of two interesting and breakthrough technologies. One of them is a naturally derived ingredient technology that's very high in something called biomimetic fructans and glucans. The other is a biomimetic peptide. And in combination, when you go back to the anchoring fibril system I was talking about earlier, it's sort of like looking at a bridge going over a river or over a road where you're going to see horizontal structure that supports it and vertical structure that supports it. All of those structures have different fiber components that compose it. Fibrillin, laminin, oxydolan fibers, etc. And the Z-Core technology was actually able clinically demonstrated as capable of inducing the skin to naturally produce more of the fibril system so that they could come together and restructuring the anchoring fibril system to lift and tighten skin.
Yeah, that's great. And let's talk a little bit about the aesthetics of this formula. So it's clear, it's very well absorbent, it's hydrating, and it doesn't leave any residue. So there was a reason in why we engineered the formula this way. What is it?
Well, any good technology is only as good as how you deliver it.
Mm-hmm.
And it is no different here in this case. So the DNA technology, as I talked about, the Z-Core technology needed to be custom designed into a biodelivery system that would maximize its targeting to cellular levels where you could trigger the different fiber production to restructure those anchoring fibrils. This is called basically a self-assembled microgel network. That's just a fancy technical explanation for a gel system that if you looked at it under a very high-powered microscope, what you would essentially see is what look like bed sheets with impacted moisture in between each layer. And as I'm sure you notice, when you apply that product, it breaks very quickly and it spreads. That's the gel network, those bed sheets breaking and releasing all of that moisture to the skin to flash hydrate it to maximize the biodelivery of all of those active constituents that are in there to drive the benefit.
Yeah, and so we saw incredible benefits in our comprehensive clinical study that we did. Really great transformation around, again, that jawline and contouring that firming serum helps achieve. And that's why I love working for ZO, because it's not just putting ingredients in a bottle, it's transforming them and adding that delivery mechanism that ensures that they do their job. What about you? Why do you like ZO, and what is ZO's philosophy on skincare?
Well, there's a multitude of things that I love about ZO, but I think the most important thing about what we do here at ZO Skin Health is we improve the quality of life for patients and consumers. And that's really the central core of what we need to be all about. And that's very gratifying, I think, for anybody, but particularly as a scientist, I've spent, my entire adult life endeavoring to do exactly that. But I think what's also very challenging yet gratifying at the same time is it's incumbent upon us to deliver to the highest level to the skin practitioners' expectations, their patients' expectation, and every one of our consumers' expectations. And that's a challenge that we take on very seriously every day. And so I love the challenge, but I love to be able to provide physicians with tools, estheticians, nurses with tools that can help them translate a quality of life improvement and a skin health improvement for all of their patients. And Dr. Obaji has always educated on his principles of stimulation and stabilization. And it's really very breakthrough thinking because what you really should be doing, and you see this a lot in the medical community today, is inducing the body, in our case, the skin, to naturally repair itself instead of using some artificial component to do that. And this is a good example where all three of these technologies are biomimetic in a sense that they drive the skin to do what it would naturally do to repair itself, consistent with Dr. Obaji's stimulation and then stabilizing that system philosophy.
Yeah, so as Rick mentioned, we are here to support physicians who are then able to provide our skincare to their patients. And so if you're interested in learning more about our products, visit zeoskinhealth.com to find a physician in your area who carries ZO. And tell us about your experience with firming serum. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook and talk about firming serum with the hashtag ZOContour. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope this segment has been informative. Thank you, Rick.
Thank you.